try just flipping it?
Good. Should we get it closer to the edge first?
Ready, one. Fair enough, look at that.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Not too shabby. Beautiful.
Nice.
I love it when a plan comes together.
These are homemade fire starters. We use dryer lint, cardboard egg cartons, and candle wax melted down to hold it together. You light this and it'll burn for quite a while, and you can start fires with it. Thus, why they're fire starters. I can make a video later on showing you how to make these. Super convenient to have. I'm going to take 3 fire starters and put them just inside around the pit to get this brush going. It's been sleeting and snowing a little bit the past 24 hours, so I'm going to add some dry kindling to it. Try and hold a flame on this to dry everything else off and hopefully get that all lit up.
This is the rind off the watermelon in the previous video. I removed the outer skin with a potato peeler, and here I'm cutting the rind into little cubes. Cover the rind in boiling water and return to the stovetop to simmer for 5 minutes. You can remove the foam that forms with a spoon. After simmering, rinse the rind and mix a brine consisting of a 1/4 cup of salt and 4 cups of water. Put the rind in the fridge overnight. Rinse the brine off the rind, cover with water, and return to the stove to boil again for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the rind becomes translucent. Mix 2 cups of sugar with 1 1/4 cups of water. We want to bring the syrup mix up to 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Stir frequently to prevent the sugars from burning, and be careful that the bubbles do not overflow. Add your rind to the syrup and bring back to 240 degrees, stirring frequently. Coat the rind in sugar granules and lay on a tray to cool. I have some leftover 2x6s from another project that I decided to make a dust bath enclosure for the chickens with. You can see here that I also added a large rock for the chickens to wipe their beaks on. Chickens need a hard surface to clean their beaks, and to date they've been using their ramp to the coop. This is ash from the fire pit that I cooled and sifted through a 1/2-inch hardware cloth. The chickens will use the ash to dust bathe in, which keeps them free of lice, mites, and other parasites. They will also consume some of the ash, as calcium is the most abundant element in wood ash. As I'm sure you know, chicken eggshells are largely made up of calcium. The ash is also a good source of potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium. The consumption of wood ash can improve laying rates, extend laying periods, and will help reduce the smell of their droppings. The temperatures are dropping into the low 30s at night now, so I have started to provide the ladies with scratch grains in the evening in addition to their regular feed. Scratch grains and/or cracked or whole corn are great treats for your chickens during the cooler months. The energy required to digest the grains increases the birds' internal body temperature, helping to keep them warmer through the night. Though our town ordinances do not permit us to free-range our birds, I still like to provide them with grit, since we feed them kitchen and garden scraps. The grit accumulates in the gizzard, which is a muscle that squeezes the grit together, pulverizing any other food the chicken has consumed. This allows the chicken to break down their food for digestion, since they are not able to chew their food like we can. I bartered some homemade preserves with a friend for a few fillets of fish. This is a coho salmon that was caught earlier this year out of Lake Michigan. I'm going to smoke it with a honey glaze. Start by rinsing your fillet and patting it dry. Remove any bones you can feel protruding from the meat. I like to remove the skin because it allows the smoke to penetrate the fillet more evenly. I mix together 2 cups of unpacked brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of Himalayan salt, and a tablespoon of homemade chipotle to use as a dry brine.
Go with Mama. Mama's gonna go brush your teeth. Oh, good job.
Coat the fillet on all sides with the mix. This will draw moisture from the meat and impart a sweet and spicy undertone to the meat. Put the meat in the fridge overnight. Rinse the brine off the meat and pat dry once again. Next, I leave the fish out at room temperature for 2 hours to develop a pellicle. Pellicle is the formation of proteins on the surface of the meat that allows the smoke to better adhere. Now it's ready for the smoker. After an hour and a half at 190 degrees, I baste the fillet with raw honey, harvested right here on the green acre. Salt and pepper to your liking, and after another half hour, the fillet is ready to eat.